What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with week 4 of the MPL. We are coming into this week 3-0. Wow, I did not expect this. Okay, let's just get right into the battle. This week we're facing Razorwolf 24, coach of the New York Metangs. And his team looks on paper pretty scary, but as long as we take out a couple of his threats, I'm sure that we can break through his team somehow. So let's go ahead, talk about who we brought this week. We brought Blissey in order to take on Greninja mainly. That was like my only good stop to Greninja. As well as Azumarill, but I knew he was going to bring the Grass Knot, so might as well bring Blissey anyway. We brought this week Choice Banded Azumarill, who I didn't think was going to do a whole lot of work. I just brought it in order to break Florges or KO Weezing, because he had Weezing on his team as well. Excadrill is Mold Breaker Adamant with Life Orb. That way it can OHKO both Florges and Weezing, which is his defensive core. Instead of Weezing, though, he brought Quagsire because he thought it did more work against my team, which I don't blame him. I think it does as well. Hippowdon this week, instead of the Smooth Rock, I'm running Leftovers on it because I don't need the Sand Up for Excadrill. So I'm just using it as a defensive wall, which is its main purpose anyway. I'm bringing, I think it's Thunder Wave 3 attacks, Thundurus, with Grass Knot and Hidden Power Ice, along with Stab Thunderbolt. Grass Knot is to hit the Quagsire, of course, and Hidden Power Ice was to hit if he brought Dragonite, which probably was an oversight. I probably should have brought something to hit either Scizor or Espeon. Maybe like a knockoff would have been best there. But oh well. Hindsight's 20/20. And then we brought this little lady for the first time. Gardevoir, Choice Scarf Gardevoir with the Trace. That way I can trace Protean on Greninja. Its main purpose, however, was for the Hawlucha, to make sure I can trick off my Choice Scarf and outspeed him after tracing his Unburden boost. That was the main reason why I brought this thing. However, it's not going to work out too well, I guess, because he does have the Scizor, which, again, not really a lot I can do about that unless I get lucky. Which, when I say get lucky, I mean I have Flamethrower on Blissey and Fire Fang on Hippo. So those are my two main ways of dealing with it. I think a choice banded Waterfall after Stealth Rocks is a guaranteed OHKO, as well as 2-hit KO from Excadrill with Earthquake. So let's get right into the battle. I lead off with Scarf Gardevoir, expecting him to lead off with the Greninja. He, however, does not do that. He is going to lead off with the Quagsire. Right here we have Dumbass versus Fatass. That was pretty funny. I didn't even realize that until right now. I come into Fatass expecting either a Toxic or something. I don't know. I just didn't want to stay in because I didn't have anything to hit the Quagsire, and I didn't want to reveal my item just yet. He pulls a double, though, goes out into his Florges. Right here he goes for the Protect, expecting me to go for the Toxic, and I take the chance and set up my rocks. He could have easily gone out into Espeon there and gotten up the rocks on my side of the field, which would have hindered me a little bit more, I guess. It would have hindered Thundurus' switch-ins for sure, and I would have had to monitor that. But I have my rocks up for free, and he has no way of dealing with that. So they are up for good. Right here, he doubles out into his, whatever it's called, Hawlucha. I pull a double into Excadrill. He doesn't want to risk that, so I go straight out into Hypocrite. And right here, I'm going to double again as he goes for the Scald, looking to get super effective damage, and possibly a burn on the Hippowdon. And right here, he's probably, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, he probably has Grass Knot, but would he go for it right here? This is what's going on in his mind right now. He's thinking that I might overpredict and hit the Volt Switch. I'm just clicking Grass Knot, and if he stays in, it's going to kill, and it's going to open up the door for Excadrill and Azumarill to put in some major work against his team. So he stays in and gets Grass Knotted. So that's that's big for Thundurus. Right here, he's going to come in with Scizor. He knows that I can't kill with a Thunderbolt, so he goes straight for the knockoff as I switch out into Hypocrite, who can take anything that he wants to go for. He goes for the knockoff, gets rid of my leftovers, that's completely fine. And right here, I'm going to go for the Fire Fang, hoping to nail it. However, he turns out to be Choice Banded, and he doesn't want to lose it. I go for the Fire Fang. Just, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a stall war here. I'm just trying to break his sub as he goes for some acrobatics. He gets a crit right here. That was big. That did 34 or 37% to me, and right now I only have what, 34% left. So if he gets another crit, I can't live that. However, I'm just going to go straight for the slack off here. And I don't know why he would insisted on staying in with his Hawlucha here. It kind of was not the best play. Right here, I knew he was going to switch, but I thought that Earthquake would not be a good play, as he could 2-hit KO me with the high jump kick or the acrobatics, a combination of the two. So I felt like I had to slack off in order to save Hippowdon. So that's what I do. He goes straight out into the Greninja, which if I would have hit that with the Earthquake, it would have been big. I lose nothing by going out into Blissey here. If he goes straight for the U-turn, that's fine. If he goes for Hydro Pump, which is his most likely option, that was going to do major damage, or not a lot of damage. That's not going to do a lot of damage to Blissey because it's so fat, and in turn, it's doing more damage to him because Life Orb is racking up quickly against it. Right here, this was a scary moment of the game. He shows that he goes for the Calm Mind, and I did not prepare for that at all. Oh my goodness. If I was running Scarf Excadrill here, for sure I would have just killed it straight out. However, I ran the calcs, and I thought I was going to live, but I forgot to account for Life Orb, and this happens. Yeah. So down goes the mole. Down goes Avogadro's number. Right here, I bring in Lemon. If he went for the Psyshock there, that would have done major damage. I think I would have been at like anywhere between 5 and 10%. It would not have killed, even at +1. But that probably would have been the best play because he could have switched in his Scizor later and bullet punched the Azumarill to death. And yeah. Instead, he switches out as I go for the Waterfall, and that just destroys Scizor. And right here, I know he's going to go for the Grass Knot, so I just decide, you know, I kind of need Gardevoir to be at high health. I need it to be healthy. I need Thundurus around to deal with the Hawlucha. And I need Blissey in order to take on the Florges if I have to. So I just decide, you know, Hypocrite isn't really going to do a whole lot for the rest of the match, so I just sack it. I knew he was going to go for the Grass Knot anyway, so I just decided to let it go. And that gives me what I thought was a free switch into Gardevoir. Turns out, though, that after the Scarf, I reached 376.5 speed, which rounds up to 377, which speed ties with timid max speed Greninja. I did not account for that at all. I was just trying to get enough speed to outspeed the Hawlucha after the Unburden boost. Yeah, that didn't happen. And he's just gonna get off free U-turn damage, and I was kicking myself so hard for that. Man, if I got off that damage though, I think it would have been, I don't know how much that really would have mattered anyway. I could have clicked Psyshock instead, or actually no, I didn't have Psyshock, I had Psychic, so if I ran Psyshock over Psychic, that probably would have been better. Looking at his team, I just wanted to kill the Weezing, so that's why I was running Psychic over Psyshock. However, again, hindsight's 20/20, and it came back to bite me in the end. So I'm gonna have to switch out here. He still doesn't know that I'm Scarfed. Right here he goes for the Protect, and I have a free switch into Lemon, and oh my goodness, Lemon does work against his team. Just look at it. Quagsire and the Scizor is gone, so I can just click Play Rough and kill whatever I want to. I'm running just enough speed on Azumarill to outspeed his Florges. He doesn't know that, and man, oh man, he thinks he's going to get off a Toxic. Nope, we're just going to remove that threat right away. He's going to go straight into the Espeon here, get off some Psyshock damage. That does 60%. So this is what I'm saying earlier. If you went for the Psyshock on Azumarill in the first place, Azumarill would have lived at about 10% because it did 60%. Times 1.5, that would have been 90%. And I would have just killed it with Waterfall. So, again, it's not really going to matter because his Scizor is out of the way now. But Azumarill is just cleaning up right now. It's the Azumarill cleanup show. Azumarill's gotten 3 kills right now. I'm just going to go ahead, switch out, and sack something here in order to make sure Azumarill gets back in and I can just win with clicking Aqua Jet. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't know why I protected here. Maybe he was going to over-predict and go for the high jump kick. That's not what's going to happen. I'm just going to come back in, go for Aqua Jet, and kill the rest of his team. So we are sitting at a healthy, undefeated 4-0 right now. I am completely blown away. I am blowing my expectations out of the water, and oh my gosh, Azumarill just went 5-0 this match, guys. 5-0. It's sitting at 10-2 on the year. It doubled its kill total. If you guys want to check out like all the stats and the standings and everything, I have a link to the Google document in the description down below. Make sure to check that out. Also, make sure to click that like button and to subscribe. Show your support for me and the MPL. Make sure to check everybody out. Razorwolf's description will be, or Razorwolf's channel link will be in the description as well. Make sure to check out everything that you want to see. It will be in the description, along with my Twitter. Just links everywhere. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.